Welcome, ladies, to She Who Rises Up, a beautiful space with two women devoted to love, beauty, and the great mystery of life, share their insights, raw truths, and lived wisdom. This is a place of remembrance and rising, and we would love us to join us as we walk this path together. And today we have something special. And the reason of it being special is because I'm actually going to interview my co-host, Gema. So Gema, welcome.
Thank you. I'm feeling now. I understand how the women I interview for Ella Cósmica, my podcast in Spanish, might feel when I interview them. It's an uncertainty feeling that I don't know what's going to happen, what's going to come out, and at the same time, you really want to be here and be present. So it's beautiful.
Yeah. So, are you ready for
I'm ready.
some questions? So Gemma and I think we may have discussed this or shared this before. We've met a few years ago, I think about 7-8 years ago now. And to say that I'm very, very grateful to her for that stage, well, for every day, basically. And in particular, that stage of my life when I was going through a deep portal, call it awakening, call it, I don't know, some people call it dark night of the soul. And when somebody has walked that path before you, oh, wow, that makes life much easier. That makes life much easier. And I remember you being there. And yeah, I will always be very, very grateful to that stage of our lives. A huge support. So I have some questions for you. First, is there a question that you don't want me to ask you?
No. You can ask me anything.
Okay, so who's Gemma? Who's Gemma? Um, uh, who's Gemma? But my interest is like I want to know who is she behind the hair color, behind the name, behind. So if I was to strip everything, your age, your career, your titles, your education, who are you?
Behind all that, what I envision is a piece of consciousness in one body. And to define that, I have to define everyone else from the perspective of that. We're not different. We're all united in just one consciousness, in one heart. So that's it. If we come down a little bit, then there is a mind that creates a reality that reflects the characteristics and limitations that that specific piece of consciousness chose to experience in this lifetime. And it's very interesting because by studying astrology, I've realized that those limitations are actually defined by your natal chart. That's your personality. This is what you came here to be. And from there, you can develop that as you want, but also from those perspective. And in the natal chart, you can find your qualities, your good things, and also your limitations, your pains, the things that you're gonna struggle with in life. And that's great because that's just filtering the different archetypes that the planets actually represent for you. So that's another aspect. And then if we come down of that, I'm just a woman who is devoted to consciousness and working every day to be connected to that one heart that sometimes we forget we are one with. And from that, I'm just in that devotion to consciousness. I'm just navigating in this ocean of not knowing where I'm going and feeling comfortable with it.
So how can one, because you've mentioned the concept of one heart, how can one do their best to show up or live the one heart in a world that it seems we came here also at the same time to live in separation?
Mm. I don't find it easy. Um, I don't think anyone does, and it's something that you forget because we're programmed to. Um, how can we live with that is by, first of all, seeing the others as the same. Everyone is suffering in their own world, in their own limitations, in their own pains, something. And by understanding that we came here just to play a game or a theater play, a film, whatever resonates with you. And each one of us is a character or a group of characters playing this game. And you are the main character in your life. So everyone else is just playing a role in your life. And mainly, sometimes when we are not connected to consciousness fully, the role that you actually give them to play for you. And that role is normally, sometimes it's something good and they reflect to you the beauty and the loving energy that you are. And sometimes, more often, they play the roles that your unconscious um, hold there for you, and you actually repressing and not seeing. And they actually play that role for you to see those limitations that I was mentioning before. So by knowing that, for me, it makes life easier. Just to know that we're all swimming in the same ocean of uncertainty and doing our best. And when someone does something wrong to us, um, or cause us pain, that's the hard part, to see that the other person is actually the same as you, the same piece of consciousness, the same one heart, and to see that other person as that actor that is performing that play that you're giving them to for you. That for me is the difficult part. But I think, answering your question, um, is to be conscious of that we're all connected and come from the same source, and we all came to play a different aspect of that one source that wants to experience itself through you.
We've had many conversations around the topic of new age, right? New age spirituality, and which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, or maybe there are portals that some people have to go through. I've had to go through some of those portals that feel too woo woo, but I had to go through them, right, to come to the understanding that I have now about spirituality itself. So, what's your understanding of spirituality? If you could explain, what is spirituality? What is that?
Mm. Yeah, I had to go through that portal too, like many other portals as well. And it's not good or bad. It's just a step that some of us have to go through. And to me, spirituality is now just the connection with yourself. The ultimate um, knowledge or learning or wisdom about spirituality is just the wisdom of the heart, is the door to the mystery of life. And to know that what we came here to do is to enjoy life, to really, really enjoy and to love life and to play the game to the best of our ability. And for that, we have to do two things. One is to live in the heart, to open the heart and allow that vulnerability to come through. And the other one is to calm the voice of the ego that actually stops us from living from the heart. And the ego is just a protection that we develop, and we create it to protect us from the world that is hurting us, and it's a hostile place. It's not real, but it seems real, and we seem to be living the life through the ego, who tell us what to do, what to think. Is the voice that tell us you're not good enough, you're not going to do this well, you're going to fail again, it's going to hurt you again, don't go there because it's going to happen the same thing as the last time. And it limit us. It limit us. When we stop listening to that voice and stop seeing the world from that perspective, it expands and everything is possible, not only what the ego tell us that is possible. So those are the two things. Spirituality is living from the heart, and being from being, not from the ego.
Mhm. If you could tell Gemma When did you start on your spiritual path, and what triggered that? Actually, yeah, this is a good question.
I think, well, these two answers could be true. I think all my life, and also from 2008 when I really started with the new age and all that. But I remember being little, having maybe 3, 4 years old. I still didn't know how to write or read or anything, but I knew, I had a knowing in me that I came here to witness and participate in the union of religion at the time, or spirituality, or consciousness and science. I knew that. I came with that blueprint, but I didn't know what it meant. So I think all my life was directed towards that goal, to see that, which is actually happening right now. But from another perspective, in 2008 was when I actually, after coming from lots of research of on self care and self improvement and all that, started with spirituality as we know, the new era and all that. So, and that took me into a very interesting path that had taken me to today.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, what's important for you right now?
It's important that I have a secure space and life, and so that I can dedicate myself to what I want to do, which is um, study. I study my astrology, my how do you say it in English? My flower therapy, and other things that I'm doing. So I have time for myself every day to just being devoted to consciousness every single second.
Hmm. Because you are devoted to consciousness, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
What does that mean?
It means that I've given myself to it to work through me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means. I didn't know what it meant until a few days ago, actually. So I want to wake up. I want to finally wake up, and it was in an actual desperate state. Like so many years studying and seeing, and nothing seems to get me to that consciousness. And I don't know now. I don't even care about waking up or not. I don't even know what that means. I don't think that exists. It's another new age concept. Well, we have to wake up. The ascension process. There's no such ascension. It's just a realization that you are one with all. That's it. There's nothing else to do or be. But it's that simple that we don't see it. And it takes ages to see and to actually embody it. Um, yeah.
Mm. So it's almost the question that I want to ask is for someone who might be saying, "Wow, it's like I understand, but I don't understand
Mm.
this." Right? How does what are the practical ways in which that shows up in our day to day?
What is that?
The being one with everything,
Mm.
um, living a conscious life.
Mm. Um, Living a conscious life is just being aware of you, actually landing on your body, and your body is your heart. There's no difference. And being from there, there's lots of self-care and self-love that have to be worked through, because if you don't love yourself, you cannot be one with consciousness, because then you're rejecting a part of consciousness that is you. So actually, just before the podcast today, I was writing a poem that came through, and it was saying, when I came out from a dark period, the first thing I chose to love was me, was the closest thing I had. So we have to start for ourselves, loving ourselves, and it doesn't limit. Self-love doesn't limit to, I'm gonna do my nails, I'm gonna eat well and do exercise. This is just the beginning, the very basics. Loving ourselves is actually living a life from the truth of who we are, from the being, from the authentic being, and being as spontaneous as we can be, like when we were children.
Mhm.
That's how we can show up in the world as that, and also seeing the others as um, parts of you. And It's not about serving the other to lose, where you lose yourself. Is being you, and from that full cup, then you automatically give to others just by being. When you let go of everything and give yourself to consciousness, then whatever comes through you is for the person in front of you. There's no effort. That's how I've seen it being done, because I don't go out very often. I don't know how that's going to come out in the world, but that's how I see it happening in the world with the people that I consider that at in that way of being.
So, what generational stories or beliefs did you have to break free from to rise into the woman that you are today?
So many, so many. I believe now that we become what our parents wanting us to be, and we live from that. So we have to hide ourselves and build that ego presence that I was talking about before, to hide what we are, so that we can live from that ego that we created, that is actually the person that your parents want you to be. And we go into the world and we grow up and we go into business, into relationships or whatever, being that personality that we've created to please our parents. And that's why we're never happy, because we never who we want to be. So to break that, it took me 55 years. That's how old I am now. I don't know if I'm fully there, but I can start to see what's happened there. The last thing I actually broke through, and who caused me a night of how do you call it, a dark night of the soul, was to realize that actually that I took the personality of the servant, and all my life I lived the life for other people that other people want me to live. The life of my parents. I was born and my mother said, oh, she came too late, she's going to be the one who looked after us. So I did that role for my mother until she died. Then in relationships, you become the woman that the other person wants you to be, and you never are good enough for them. In jobs, in everything I've done in my life, I realized, and I was never fully me. I was what I thought they expected me to be. So when I realized that, I said, no, no more. I am not the servant anymore. I am me. And it was very interesting to see how in my natal chart, the south node was actually transiting my south node on house 5, and it was a time to do that anyway. So that happened. And this week that we're doing the diet of the rose, that came very clear as well. When we had a protocol to follow, and the rose told me, are you going to give me the role of your owner again? Are you going to be a servant of me? I don't want to play the role. So the rose didn't want me to be under her. She saw the pattern. She wanted me to be with her. So we're working together. You want to work with my energy, I want to work with yours. Let's get to know each other. But no one is less than the other. We're not in service from that perspective. So that was a cosmic hit again, because
Amazing.
I saw the pattern, and I was ready to submit to the rose, and okay, here I am. What do you want me to be? No, no, no. We're working together. No, no, in a servitude.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in fact, we were talking about it this morning as well, right? That how plants are here to help us and they want to
Mm,
help us.
mm, mm.
You know, that is one of their roles is to help us. And I remember in one of the ayahuasca ceremonies I had, I think a couple of years ago or so, where as part of the integration process, when I was working with my therapist, specialized in altered state of consciousness spaces, and I was telling her my story, and she brought that up to me. It's like, why are you giving ayahuasca all the power as if she's something or someone
There
above
you
you?
go. Hmm.
You know, I'm like, what? I'm like, oh wow, wow, wow. So that was so I very much relate to what you say.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
How is the diet going, by the way, with the rose?
Yeah, great. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. The rose is pretty much the energy of the heart, which I'm very much reconnecting again with. So it's just so in sync with with what
Yeah.
I'm living. I'm loving having my tea in the morning because that energy asked me, so what of those practices you actually want to follow? And she was very firm actually. Like bang. I said, well, yeah, I do like the tea. I like doing that, and I will have my oil. I like. No, I'm just have a shower now, and I put my oil on my body. That's pretty much it. Okay, well, do what you want. Just it, and just I'm present with her all day, getting to know her, and I'm doing what I want to do, which is the freedom of being. So
Yeah.
she gave me that gift once more. Be free, do whatever you want, not what other people or whoever told you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I.e. me.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, yeah, I mean, what you did was beautiful. It came from a place of love, and it was beautifully done. And but yeah, that's it. We're here to break. Well, I am here to break structures, and I have to start with mine. So I have to break my own pattern of looking for someone to tell me what to do, and I can't do that anymore. Apparently,
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about she who rises up. When you hear the word she who
oh,
rises up, what does that awaken in you? And who is she in your story?
well, who she rises? I just smile when I hear the name. It just my heart opens even more, and I see you. Even though I'm seeing you, and I see you, because he was born from both of us, and the process of birthing it was beautiful with the oracle cards. It's just something that has been in my heart since we started. And who is she? She is the woman. She is woman. Um, the woman who is awakened, and also the woman who is waiting for something to wake up in her, because we all have it, and we are all the leaders of the heart. The woman is the leader of the heart. So she who rises up is the one who brings the message to remember the others, to open the heart and be who they came here to be. That's
Mm.
who she. That's she who rises up.
And if you could whisper one truth into every woman's heart, what would that be?
Oh, I will tell them you're beautiful as you are. Actually, tomorrow comes out. It's in Spanish, but that's what I tell women to listen to me. You are beautiful. Don't let anyone else tell you that you're not beautiful. You are magnificent. You are the rose, and you came here to be you, that little girl that you were once. That's who you are. Whatever you like doing then, that's what you like doing. So allow yourself to be that again and enjoy life. You came here to feel pleasure, to feel joy, to enjoy life, and to lead others to do the same. As one woman, we have that role and responsibility to lead others to find that joy within.
Mm. And when it comes to feminine, how does feminine power feel to you? And looks like to you?
Feminine power. Well, I'm surprised to find with the rose that she wasn't that feminine at all. Well, not that, that's wrong. The feminine that I expected it to be, like soft and tender, and she was quite firm and in a very loving way. Firm in a very loving way. So the feminine energy, I don't even see feminine energy as something separate anymore. Women are feminine by nature, just by being woman, is the preferred energy that we play because we are women. Um, but the feminine energy is just one side of what a woman is. A woman is the combination of lots of energies that we encapsulate in two names, masculine and feminine. And the masculine energy that the rose is actually showing me with that firm, sweet but firm presence, it has to be awakening us. Otherwise, if we get lost in the one day a man will come and we get united, and then he can protect me and be the action. No, we have to be that within. We have to embody that within first. And when we unite that feminine energy that by default we prefer with the masculine energy that we also have within, action comes into place within the feminine, which is nurturing and sweet, and that unites with the presence and action that our energy from the masculine also is present within us. So those two combined is what a woman actually is. There's no more waiting for the man to come from the outside. That doesn't mean that we won't have it if we wanted to, but first we have to do it within. It's the combination of the two energies. So the feminine energy, to answer your question, is that one part of the woman that we mostly recognize ourselves with. But if we only are that, we're incomplete. We're incomplete. The union have to come within as two energies, and the masculine energy then bring us to action. That opening of the heart and connecting to consciousness gives you that. The actual being in action all day, guided by the intuition and the perception of the feminine energy.
Mm.
I've got goosebumps.
Mm. So I've noticed that you've got nail polish and you've got different colors
Yes.
on there. What's the story behind that?
Well, one day I decided to paint my nails in a light green, and I didn't like it. And I had two nails already painted. And I thought, I don't like that color. And I thought, well, I'm going to paint the rest of the nails in a different color. So I started doing that. And when I had one hand fully painted with 4 different colors, I heard the voice of my mom saying, oh, gosh, look at what she's done on her hand. A woman have to wear red color. That's what a woman has to wear. You look like a clown. And I also heard the voices of exes and other people. And I continued painting my nails, and with all my love in my heart, I said, okay, fuck you all. I'm going to paint my nails like I want. And that's why I paint my nails different colors, because I like it.
There we go. There we go. What is the one word or one sentence that has impacted you the most?
Yeah, recently my dear friend Veronica told me a sentence that it's been in my heart for since she told me, probably about a year ago, and which I think I've been referring to through the podcast. And in Spanish it says dulzura presente, firmeza en la mente, which translates as more or less sweetness present. How do you translate that? Firmness, strong mind. Be present with sweetness, but have a strong mind, which again represents the feminine and the masculine. We, as women, we tend to forget the mind and go into the other realms that we like being, and forget the mind and the action. And we have to be present with the mind and the action, with that intuition and that sweetness and all those characteristics that we associate to the feminine.
Mm. What are you most grateful for right now?
Everything that has happened to me from the beginning of my life to now, because I can see now, looking back, that everything that happened, whether it can be seen as good or bad, was actually good. Because even when I've been in my lowest parts, in the darkness places, willing to go there, closing the heart and letting myself go and forgetting about myself, now I can see that I had to go there to the deepest of death of hell, so that to the other side I can go further up and see and experience more love, more consciousness, more of the other polarity. So everything, there's not a single thing that I'm not grateful for right now. Maybe in a minute I will think something different, but right now,
Yeah.
everything.
What are you working on currently? What are you birthing? Or just
Uh,
stating rather than birthing, or maybe birthing?
well, ella cósmica, she cosmic or cosmic her came out recently. I don't think it's even a month yet. Maybe it's a month and a few days. Yeah, the 1st of March, I think it was. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It came up. It was another podcast that we started together, you and I, and in Spanish. And for life circumstances, I kind of gave up. But it was always in my heart. And suddenly it just came out. She wanted to change her name, like an upgrade. So instead of She Conscious, it's now She Cosmic. to translate it somehow. And this was going to be one podcast eventually when I was feeling a bit inspired, but suddenly it turned out to be 2 episodes a week. One where I say whatever comes through me, and the other one um, where I interview a woman. And I'm loving it. It's just flowing on its own in a very strange and detached way. Sometimes I think, well, who is doing this? It's not me as Gemma doing it. There's something telling me what to do in every moment. And I don't know where it's going. I don't know what if it's going to be a podcast or something else. But right now, it's bringing me lots of joy. It's been a pleasure to interview all those women and listening to them and learning from them. And it brings me lots of joy and pleasure. So there she is, going
Yeah.
out into the world,
Yeah.
wherever the consciousness wants to take her.
Mm. Let's do a this or that.
Okay, what's that?
Beach or mountain?
Mountain.
You choose. Journaling or voice noting?
Voice noting.
Smoothie or coffee?
Coffee.
Gold or
Coffee.
silver?
Oh, gold. Oh, gold.
Gold. Sun or moon?
Sun.
Long voice memos or short and sweet texts? Well, I know the answer to that.
Oh, long, long voice memo, especially with you.
Bath or shower?
Shower.
Book in hand or podcast in ears?
Book in hand.
Book in hand. What are you reading currently, by the way?
I'm reading, where is it? Oh, here it is. It's almost finished. It's called The Ultimate Coach is the life of a coach called Stephen Haddison.
Mm.
And it's finished actually, but I'm reviewing some of the parts that I read. And it's not a book about coaching, it's a book about being. And I actually recommend it a lot.
Amazing. Netflix or nature walk?
Oh, neither.
Okay.
Neither.
Red lips or clean face?
Clean face.
Clean face. Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say that we didn't talk about?
Anything I would like, anything you didn't say that I would like to talk about?
Yeah, any questions, or is there a topic that said, oh, I wish we could
Mhm.
I could have asked you a question about?
No, I don't think so. No, we've spoken about my latest projects, what I do every day, more or less. The consciousness, which I'm devoted to. No, nothing. Is there
Excellent.
any question you want to
More?
do
Do more?
impromptu?
I'm happy to continue. I'm happy to continue if you want to, but let's wrap it up then. Let's wrap it up. Yeah, shall we do that? Shall we wrap it up?
Let's do it.
Let's do that. So thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for being here with us. I hope you enjoyed getting to know Gemma a little bit more, and through these questions and the wisdom that she shared, it also maybe, only maybe, could have opened or help you to see things from a different perspective, and or opened your heart and opened your mind a little bit more. So thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you all very soon. Bye bye for now.